Hello, friends. Let us revise whatever we have studied. This lesson is on question set related to some basics on thermodynamics, closed system, open system, different types of concepts we have studied in the previous lessons. But before proceeding through this particular lesson, just go through the thermodynamics part 1 course completely so that you should be able to solve these objective questions. The questions are totally objectives in this particular lesson. If you want more questions to be there, if you want more conventional problems to be there, just let me know. But before proceeding further, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Harshit Agarwal. I graduated from NIT Nagpur in 2008. I have cleared the GATE examination and Indian Engineering Services examination. I have got the offer letter from most of the Maharatna and Navratna companies. You can always rate, review, recommend and share this particular lesson. You can also follow me on the specified link. See, the answers are there in the last slide of this particular lesson. But before going through the answers, just see the question and try to solve the numerical or the question by yourself. See how many questions you can do correctly. Just judge yourself. It is a kind of mock test or test for you all, right? Just first of all, try to solve the question on your part. After that, you can see the answer key. Here comes the very first question. It's very simple. You must be knowing this. Zeroth law of thermodynamics states that I am starting with the basic questions. After that, in the upcoming lessons, I'll be giving you difficult problems as well. Fine. Just first of all, try to solve these questions by yourself. The question says zeroth law of thermodynamics state that option A, two thermodynamic systems are always in thermal equilibrium with each other. See, this is a wrong statement because it is not two, there are three systems. So nothing is mentioned nothing is mentioned of third system, so this statement is wrong. B. If two systems are in thermal equilibrium, then the third system will also be in thermal equilibrium. Statement says third system will also be in thermal equilibrium. But with whom? Thermal equilibrium with whom? It says two systems are in thermal equilibrium, right? Neither it says with the third system or with each other. And it's also that then the third system will be in thermal equilibrium with whom? So this statement is also not correct. See, two systems are in thermal equilibrium. Fine, great. With the third system, oh great, will also not in thermal equilibrium with each other. This is not right. Nothing is like that in the zeroth law of thermodynamics. And the last option is absolutely fine. I guess you must have studied this. When two systems are in thermal equilibrium with the third system, see, the two systems are in thermal equilibrium with the third system. They are in thermal equilibrium with each other. Absolutely right. The option number D is correct. For the answer first is D. Right. Answer is there in the last. You can go through that. Here comes the second question. Two blocks which are at different states are brought into contact with each other and allowed to reach a final state of thermal equilibrium. The final temperature attained is specified by C. Zeroth law of thermodynamics helps you in calculating the temperature. Temperature can be easily calculated by the zeroth law of thermodynamics. It says when two systems are in thermal equilibrium with each other, then the third system would also be in thermal equilibrium with these two systems. If system A is in thermal equilibrium with system B, and if system B is in thermal equilibrium with system C, then both the system A and C are in thermal equilibrium with each other. So the statement A, zeroth law of thermodynamics, it is the correct statement. Nothing like that first law, second law, third law, nothing like that. It is the zeroth law of thermodynamics. Third question, match the list. Oh, great. N. Go through the previous lesson, or then obviously you would be able to solve this particular problem. Adiabatic, the value of N is gamma, that is Cp by Cv. So for A, it is 2. So C is not there. Either it is A, B, or D. Either it is A, B, or D. Isothermal, for isothermal, the value of N is 1. Now, no C, no D. Either it is A or B. For A, it is 2. For B, it is 3. Constant pressure, the value of N is 0. So with C, it is 5. Constant pressure, the value of N is 0. And constant volume, the value of N is 1. For D, it is 1. So the option here is B. The answer here is B. For the third question, the answer is B. Just go through this particular problem. Before explaining this, just quickly go through the question and try to solve the question by yourself. Question fourth. Number of component phases and degree of freedom are related by Gibbs phase rule. I'll be explaining you this Gibbs phase rule in detail. For now, just keep the formula. It is P plus F is equal to C plus 2, where P is the number of phases, F is the degree of freedom, and C is the number of components. Fifth question, which of the following are intensive property? I have explained you very nicely the extensive and intensive property. Just go through that particular lesson of extensive property and intensive property, then you would be able to solve this particular problem. First is kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is not at all intensive property, it is an extensive. Second, specific enthalpy. I have told you enthalpy is a extensive property. Whenever you will see specific volume, specific internal energy, specific enthalpy, whenever you will see the word specific, it is an intensive property. So specific enthalpy is an intensive property. Pressure is an intensive property. Entropy, here it is given only entropy. Whenever there is only entropy, it is extensive property. Specific entropy is an intensive property. So the answer here is 2 and 3. Option A says 1 and 3, which is wrong. Option B says 2 and 3, which is correct. Option B is correct, right? Option B is correct, which is specific enthalpy and pressure. Option C says 1, 3 and 4. No, it's not correct. And option D says 2 and 4. No, it is not correct. For question 5, the answer is B, 2 and 3, which is specific enthalpy and pressure. Question number 6. Which one of the following thermodynamic processes approximate the steaming of food in a pressure cooker? Pressure cooker. C. Pressure cooker is not constant pressure, because whenever the whistle blows, the pressure releases. It is not a constant pressure. It is not a isothermal. It is a constant volume process. Pressure cooker is a constant volume process, which is isochoric. We can say it as an isochoric process. Isenthalpic, constant enthalpy; isobaric, constant pressure; isothermal, constant temperature; and isochoric is constant volume. So it is a constant volume process. Question number 7. What is a closed system? I have already told you. A closed system is one in which mass does not cross the boundary of a system, though energy may do so. Mass crosses the boundary but not energy crosses. Neither mass nor energy crosses the boundary. Both energy and mass crosses the boundary. Both energy and mass crosses the boundary is what? Open system. Neither mass nor energy crosses the boundary of the system is what? Isolated system. Mass does not cross the boundary, though energy may do so. It is a closed system. So the answer for question number 7 is A. The answer for question number 7 is A. Just go through the initial lessons. You will be finding these in detail. Next question, assertion and reasoning. Assertion and reasoning type of question you will be facing in Indian Engineering Services examination. Though these examinations are assertion and reasoning are basically typical type of problems, and you have to practice them a lot. Keep practicing. There would be 4 types of question, 4 types of option. The option A would be like both A and assertion and reason are individually true. See, assertion is also true, reason is also true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. Option B says both A and R are individually, but R is the correct explanation of A. B says R is not the correct explanation of A. C is A is true but R is false, and D says A is false but R is true. These are the 4 kind of options. So the options are very close. The confusion is basically between option A and option B, because these 2 options you can easily recognize whether it is C or D. Either A is true or R is false, or A is false or R is true. But the confusion is mainly related to A and B. Both A and R are true. Whether R is the correct explanation of A is not. Fine. So I'll be giving you more and more assertion and reasoning type of question. You can practice that. We will be discussing those in detail. So here the assertion says if the enthalpy of a closed system, for closed system, whether it is dH is equal to or dH or du, it is one and the same thing, right? Decreases by minus 25. That means the value of du is minus 25. While the system receives 30 kilojoule of heat. dq is equal to du plus dw. First law of thermodynamic equation is dq is equal to du plus dw. The value of du is minus 25. The value of dq is 30 kilojoule. The work done by the system is 55 kilojoule. Obviously it is correct. Assertion A is correct. So D is not there. Either it is A, it is B, or it is C. You can see from here. Now the first law of energy balance for, yeah, this is the, so this particular equation is helping you in solving this numerical problem. So A is true, R is true. I mean, either it is option A or it is option B. Fine, because assertion is also true and R is true. So just think of it whether R is the correct explanation. Yeah, it reasoning is the correct explanation of it. With the help of that only you are able to find the assertion answer. आप उसी की help से first वाले को आप correct prove कर पा रहे हैं. So the answer here is option number A. Both A and R are individually true and R is the correct explanation of A. These are some of the basic objective questions. If you have any doubt in these questions, you can ask me. Just rate yourself how many questions you have done correctly, attempted correctly out of this 8 questions. You should get 8 out of 8 because these are just the basic problems. If you want more difficult problems, conventional problems, just write that in the comment section. Keep asking in the comment section. Keep asking your queries in the comment section. I would be replying those problems as well. Thanks a lot from my side. This is the answer key. If you have any doubt in any of the question, you can go through this answer key. Thanks a lot from my side. This is Harshit Agarwal. Thank you all.